We are going to plant in our straw bales today. Whoops. I do an unconventional way of straw bale gardening, and this year I am going to be planting my pumpkins and my watermelons in them. Now, the great thing about straw bales is that they get their heat and they keep their heat. And the other thing is they begin to break down. And so this is a natural food for your plants. What are you doing today, Maureen? As I said, I have an unconventional way of growing in straw bales. Typically, you just put them out and then you condition them over a month to let them kind of start that breakdown process by putting on some sort of plant food. I don't do that. I put them out in the winter because here on the island, we are very rainy. I put them out so that they are breaking down throughout the winter. And so these are very heavy, dense straw bales. I do put a little bit of poo-poo juice on them, which I am going to do. I put some on, a couple of weeks ago. And that again is just putting in the good microbes to help break them down. Now to start, I have this horrible thing called bindweed. And the bindweed has come right up, so I do have to pull the bindweed that is growing on top and just around them off first. So as I said, with straw bale gardening, there is a traditional way. I do it unconventionally. I am going to put some of my compost tea, which I also call a poo-poo juice, onto the bales. I did it about 2 weeks ago, so that is just going to add in microbes and help continuing the breakdown of what's going on already in there. The poo-poo juice is done, and so we need to head into the studio to go and get some supplies for planting. I thought what I would do is I would use these little paper pots, because if I'm putting the seed just into the straw bale in some soil, the problem is that the seed can just kind of go down, where if I have these little pots, that will help to kind of keep it in a controlled atmosphere. Now, the problem with these pots is that they take forever to break down. When I was just first starting growing, I was trying to use these. I've even done it where I cut the bottom out of it and it's still just months later and it's still there. So I thought, kind of as a preemptive beginning to break down, I'm going to throw these into some water before I fill them. I always have buckets of water in here to help me water. So I'm just going to float them in there. Or maybe I'll even just, kind of submerge them so that they actually get really nice and wet. Now, I won't leave them in there for too long because I want to keep the integrity. So I don't want them to totally break down. So it's kind of this fine line. So I'll maybe do about 3 minutes and then just give them a check. So that was probably about 3 to 5 minutes. And yeah, they're pretty soft, which is great. So I'm just going to line them up in here. Can see like this one is actually quite thin in here, and you can actually see even right through it. So the integrity of this one is pretty fragile. But I'm just going to put some soil in each one. There. I had thought about putting the seeds into them, but I thought, something on my way will distract me. I'll turn the dish around and, I could, kind of section them off, but something will happen. So we're going to put the seeds in once we get out there. And this year, we've got our labels. I pre-did my labels so that I will be able to designate which is which is which is which. Now let's head back out to the garden. We happen to be bringing Priscilla with us today. She is broody, so she has been isolated to be by herself to hopefully break the broodiness. But I just thought it's not nice to be all alone by yourself all the time. So I thought if she came and she could hang out with me. Her broodiness comes right on the heels of Gwendolyn. So Gwendolyn, it was like, I think 2 days in the chicken hospital and that broke, but she'd already been broody for a few days. So then in went Priscilla. But we've had quite a few days, but she still hasn't broke her broodiness, so she's gonna hang out with me and help me plant, right? So I have my organic fertilizer, some soil, and of course, our little plant pots. I have no idea if this is even going to work. So I would say, you know what, make sure you subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you can be notified, because I'll be showing updates to see, will the plants grow and will we get fruit? I've decided I'm going to do 3 plants per bale. And so how we start this is I basically put a fist down to make some space. So I have a nice little hole. I'll do all 3. And the other great thing about straw bales is that they keep the moisture in, which means less watering. I'm gonna put the pumpkins here, watermelons there. So to start, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 2 good handfuls of soil, because although this is breaking down, there is no actual soil and nutrition in there. And so we wanna have something for our plants to adhere to. And this is one of the reasons why I just didn't want to put seed in, because, you know, that hole can keep going down and my seed can just go way too low. So I've got about, 2 good handfuls. Then with all squashes, we like to put in at least 2 good cupfuls of our organic fertilizer. So I'm putting in 2 handfuls. So we've got some soil in there. And now we've added some food. I'm gonna top it with more soil, just a little bit here, so that these plants have everything they need. Then we're gonna take our dampened cuppet in hopes that it breaks down. So I am gonna just make a well. Whoops, don't fall over. I'll make a deeper well, just so that it's all in there. I like this one, it's a little lower. So I think I'll just let it go down a little bit more. And I'm gonna chance it, and I'm gonna put 3 seeds in each one. That way, if I get 3 plants, woohoo! But it just increases my chances of germination. So I'll just put them kind of in a triangular shape. And then I am just going to top it with a little bit more soil, because I do feel like my cuppets are a little too high for my liking. All right, bless you sugar pie pumpkins. I need you to grow. This year, because I really am trying to label so I know what everything is. So I have these that I just get from the dollar store, and they're great. And you can write on them with pencil, and then you can rub it off, but it takes a lot of elbow grease to get the pencil off. So I'm actually just going to put painter's tape on it and write on it that way. Quick and easy, and then that way I'm marking them up before I leave the studio. All the pumpkins and the watermelons into their straw bales. I'll explain what I've done. So these are all the doll baby watermelons, and the seeds come from my 2022 garden. I thought it would be best to use seed that has acclimated to my climate. So they already know how to grow here. Because there was so many seeds, I was very generous, just because I don't know what the germination rate will be, because the seed is a few years old. This bed here was very, very tight. It was very difficult for me to actually make the spaces. The other bales, they're looser. I think this one, because it's just solid on the ground, it was good and tight. I decided to do an experiment with it, that I didn't use the cuppets in here. Plus, I didn't actually bring enough cuppets. Because it's so tight, the seeds probably won't fall down, so they are in there. And of course, I use the cuppets in this one. And then these are the sugar pie pumpkins. And then the farthest bale are Carolina Cross watermelon, and it's supposed to be a big watermelon. Now, I know you're thinking, Maureen, that is a lot of watermelons and pumpkins for this area. What the heck are you planning to do? I actually do this every single year. There is the path between Carolina Cross and the sugar pie pumpkins. So the Carolina Cross, they're going to get kind of that side. This side over here is where they will go. And the pumpkins, they will come along here right up to the road. And with the doll baby watermelons, I always have just given them this space here. And that space has been plenty enough for them. Now, I have no idea if these are going to take, or like I said, whether I will get fruit. So I would encourage you to subscribe and go through this experiment with me, and that way you can know, can I plant my watermelons and my pumpkins from seed late in the year, and can I grow them in straw bales? So I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you will be made aware of what's going on. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. What's the next video, you ask? We are going to be picking this garlic, and this garlic has a story to it because I didn't plant it last year or the year before. So do check out this next video because I need to actually pick this. Take care. God bless.